I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
John, will you please do the roll call?
I will. Annette Schreiner.
Here.
Bob Eyre.
Yes.
Jim Salsbury.
Yes.
Dick Long.
Present.
And Karen Ford.
Present. Good afternoon. Welcome to the March 18th, 2025 Board of Bryan Public Affairs meeting. First on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the March 4th, 2025 meeting. You all have been presented with meeting minutes. Are there any changes to the meeting minutes? If not, can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes of the March 4th meeting.
I'll second.
Okay.
Karen.
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Annette.
Yes.
Jim.
Yes.
And Dick.
Yes.
Next on the agenda is the hearing of public concerns. Anyone present like to come to the podium? Seeing none, we're going to move on to the Clerk-Treasurer's Report. John?
Yes, like we do every month, the board has been provided with cash statements, bank reconciliations, bank statements, all of the normal monthly financial reports. And for the month ended February 28th. And as usual, if you have any questions regarding those, or whether this evening or any time in the future, happy to answer anything you have. Try to.
May I have a motion to approve the February 20th, 2025 Clerk-Treasurer's Report?
So moved. Second.
Dick?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
And Karen?
Yes.
Next on the agenda is a resolution. John, will you please number and read?
Resolution number 9, 2025, authorizing modifications to the Bryan Good Neighbors Utility Fund and declaring an emergency.
Derek?
So recently, BMU staff and NOCAC took the opportunity to work together to review the qualifying criteria for the Good Neighbors Fund. The focus was really on the federal poverty guidelines and then also the current annual maximum per year per household. In 2005, when the fund was created, eligibility was set at 175% of the federal poverty guidelines. And there was a $250 a year annual cap. And I think kind of given the rising cost of goods and services over the past 20 years, it would be reasonable to review and adjust these guidelines to better serve those in need. The proposed changes in the resolution you have in front of you tonight would increase eligibility to 200% of the federal poverty guideline. And raise the maximum annual assistance to $325. It's worth noting in 2020 and 2021, the board temporarily increased the federal poverty guideline to 200% and annual maximum of $500 per year. And those were primarily COVID-related adjustments. But the adjustments you have in front of you tonight kind of reflect the evolving financial challenges that our families and households face. This would enable NOCAC to provide more meaningful assistance, but still ensuring that the fund remains sustainable. And as always, all assistance continues subject to fund availability. So, welcome any comments or questions. But I would request some modifications to the Good Neighbors Fund.
My understanding that the funds that go into this Good Neighborhood Fund, it's 100% donation.
Correct.
So it's not part of our rate base.
Correct.
The reason I ask that is because in the Utilities Commission of Ohio, they have the PIP programs, and they have a lot of energy assistance programs available, but this is the only program we have to assist our customers.
Correct.
So, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? If none, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Dick,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
and Jim.
Yes.
Next on the agenda, we do have another resolution. Derek. John, please number and read.
Resolution number 10, 2025, authorizing the Director of Utilities to execute a modified transaction confirmation for immediate delivery agreement with Ohio Gas Energy Services Company.
So, again, just requesting some changes to the Ohio Gas Storage Agreement, Resolution 2024. This past September, I believe the board approved a new 3-year agreement with Ohio Gas Company. That's for the off-season purchase and storage of gas for our peak shaving efforts. And previous to that, we did have a 1-year agreement in place too. Those agreements specified for the delivery of gas over 5 call days at a maximum rate of 5,000 MCF a day. The modified version for your consideration eliminates the 5 call days. And this better reflects and aligns with how we've been operating the agreement for the past 2 peak seasons. We worked with Ohio Gas. They've been great to work with. And then just a note in the rare event that we would have a generation run that maybe we needed more than 5,000 MCF, we could purchase from the day-ahead market, or we could utilize Ohio Gas Company's Tier 1 charge. That volume would be minimal compared to the 5,000 that we already have secured. So really we'll ensure gas is available during the peak period. So all other terms of the agreement remain unchanged. Happy to take any questions. We would request modifications to the Ohio Gas Storage Agreement be approved. So really just a little bit of a cleanup.
Glad to see we're not limited then, in case something were to come up, or there was a big catastrophe and they had other agreements with other people and we needed more. It's good to see that we can be part of that. Thanks for cleaning it up.
Any other questions or comments? May I have a motion to approve Resolution 10?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Jim,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
and Dick.
Yes.
Next on the agenda is a resolution. John, will you please number and read.
Resolution number 11, 2025, requesting Bryan City Council to authorize the sale of Communications HFC System that is no longer needed by competitive bid.
Over the past several years, the board has made those difficult decisions to discontinue cable television and also the cable modem internet service. With those services no longer in operation, we would like the board to consider authorizing the sale of what we're calling the Communications HFC System for competitive bid. The assets proposed for sale would include approximately 67 miles of underground conduit, pedestals and other active and passive equipment, the line extenders, the amplifiers, etc. Internally, we've spent quite a bit of time evaluating that conduit system and really determined that we don't have any future need for it. There are some small sections of it that in the future may be a benefit to us, so we've removed those from the sale to hang on to them. Importantly, too, the sale will not impact the operation of our fiber network. Our fiber network serves the utility, the city. It won't impact any fiber lease agreement or any other fiber service that we offer. And really beyond the potential to generate some final revenue from the asset, it does provide an opportunity for another or a third internet provider to enter the community, increase competition, and enhance service offerings, providing the residents and businesses with greater choice. We're still trying to finalize some bid dates for advertising and bid opening. With your approval, I'd anticipate that to be in the May-June timeframe. And as the resolution states, this is a request to City Council to authorize the Director of Utilities to solicit competitive bids. So if your approval or upon your approval, I would plan to present this to City Council at their next meeting. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to take those, but would request that you approve this request to City Council.
I have a question. Will we be keeping any spare parts for repair of what infrastructure we are going to be responsible for? Or is that something we would contract out in case the repair is needed?
As far as the conduit?
Anything. Any, say a node goes out somewhere close to one of the city.
So the fiber network is completely separate from this, so yes, we have spare parts for those items. Yeah.
I don't mean nodes for the, like cable, but other type of thing, anything fiber related, yeah.
Yeah, we have spare parts for that.
So we will continue to take care of the system that we're responsible for regarding all city and utilities.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Did I understand you to say that the electronic equipment goes with, sailed with the conduit?
Yeah, the pedestals, the line amplifiers, and as we've discussed, it's all end of life, it's outdated.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's probably not.
Any potential purchaser would remove it.
Yeah. I assume a lot of those nodes are pretty much shot or going to get shot.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know, and I could see where we had discussed this before. Looking way ahead, we have absolutely no use for it. Might as well, somebody can use it and we can benefit from the sales. So. Makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Have you had any interest?
After the board made that decision, we did receive a few phone calls of what might you do with this, so.
Okay. Good.
There was a few phone calls.
Anything else? May I have a motion to approve resolution number 11?
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Jim?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Dick? And Karen?
Yes.
Next on the agenda, affect the semi-monthly disbursements, so we're going to pay the bills. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
Dick?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
And Karen?
Yes.
Next is comments of employee and staff. Derek.
I have nothing tonight.
Okay. There. I have nothing. John. I think Mr. Betts is back there.
No thanks.
Okay. Paper? Mr. Betts? Karen?
One comment I'll make is that it's good to see that the electric department has done some training. This was also included in our board packet for information. It's good to see that they're being proactive and getting it so that they know what to do. Chainsaws and the directional boring. So I'll make mention of that.
So the chainsaw training, not only did we have, electric and water departments, but the street department, parks department all participated too. So a lot of positive feedback from the training, so yeah.
It's good they all were part of it then. Glad we invited them if we're the ones who arranged it to begin with. Yeah, good job. That's it.
All I got's, I'm glad we adjusted that good neighbor fund. That's a great idea. The cost of utility bills, everything's going up. It totally makes sense. So that's all I have.
I hope we find a customer for the underground system at Conduit. I think it's, do somebody some good, we don't need it. That's it.
The Good Neighbor Fund to me has always been the highest priority for me. And what I see is that it's amazing to me. I talked to Catholic diocese charities. The need is across the board, from the highest to the lowest. Everything is definitely a need there. That. I'm impressed that someone makes $51,000 a year qualifies with a household of 3. So take a single mother and 2 children. If she makes $51,000, she qualifies. I planned for my life when I got married, my children and everything. I would never imagine that those numbers would be something that would be in my range. It's unbelievable, you know. But that's the world we live in today. And so for us to offer that flexibility to go from 175 to 200%, which means $46,000 to $51,000 a year. And I understand that the dollars are what they are. That we can only allocate so much. But at the same point in time, is it really how this thing is today? I mean, people are making $51,000 and cannot pay their bills? I mean, and that's all I have to say.
Well, I will add that I'm glad that we adjusted the rates on the Good Neighbors Fund, and that we made the decision to see if we could get some interest in the HFC. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Assets. So, if nothing else, I will have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Dick?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
And Karen?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.